Bog Entertainment back with another movie review. It's the third installment in Nancy Tom Hanks Adventures, aka also known as Toy Story 3. Normally, these animated movies are just movies in general. By the time they get to the third movie, right, it's shite. Now, I'm not saying the third Toy Story is on par with the first two, but I think they actually do a pretty good job. Considering as well, it's actually came out in 2010, and normally any movies in that sort of time period to now just don't really have the star power that they should. But you know what? I think Toy Story 3 was a very, very fitting ending to Toy Story. But then they went and brought out Toy Story 4, which of course involved a fork. And less said about Toy Story 4, the better, guys. So let's dive in to Toy Story 3. We kick off. We've basically got this train heist. It kind of reminds you of Rango, even though I've actually never watched the full movie of Rango, but everyone knows what scene I'm on about here. But basically we've got Woody, Jesse, and the gang working against the Potato Head, Mr. and Mrs. Potato Head. It's pretty funny here. And then it turns out there's a bunch of orphans on the train. Woody looks like he tries to save them. He applies the brakes in the train after Mr. Potato Head blows it up. But then, oh no, Buzz saves him. And then that's like your wee opener, and it's like, we're back, guys, we're back. Then we get like the intro. It's kind of sad because we see Andy like growing up, and of course, I mean, if you've grew up on the Toy Story movies, by the time you get to this one, it will be kind of sad because I guess you've grew up yourself, you know. So you can, it's definitely relatable in terms of all that stuff. And then basically, Andy's 17, he's heading to college. So basically, he doesn't need these toys anymore. Like they kind of give the illusion or like allude to the fact that they haven't been played with in a while. Tom Hanks probably loves all these analogies, but anyway, I rest my case. Basically, Andy, they want to go with Andy to college, but realistically, is Andy really going to take these to college? Well, let's just see if he does take them to college. Basically, there's a trash bag, and then there's a bag for college, and then there's a box for the attic. Basically, everyone goes in the attic apart from Woody. It's kind of sad when he's going through each toy. He gets the Buzz, he gets the Woody, the two OGs. Buzz and Woody are like the Rock and Austin. It's as simple as that. Andy literally had the Rock and Austin in his fucking bedroom, and he never even realised this entire time. He puts Buzz in the bag, and then he puts Woody in his college bag, right? And if this guy's going to college, how the fuck's he going to explain this cowboy Tom Hanks Nancy action figure? I'm not 100% sure how he's going to explain it, but it is what it is. And then it turns out he was actually going to put them in the attic, but his mum mistook the bag that he put them in for a trash bag because it was a black bin bag, and I guess anyone would probably mistake them for that. And then she puts it outside, and then Woody tries to save them, but then the bin man, he throws it in the back of the bin lorry. Good night, they're all kilt, but they're not actually kilt. Woody thinks they're kilt, starts screaming. Tom Hanks letting out a screaming fucking yelp. So he got to Epstein's Island, and there was no kids on the island for miles, but it is what it is. And then he basically goes back inside and says to them, right, it'll be alright, guys. And then, but they're not having it. And then they basically decide to kind of like go their separate ways at this point, and it's shocking how easily it seems that they were going to, like, I don't know, like Woody and Buzz just shake hands and that's it. It's like 15 years later for that. That's it. That's the last hurrah. And it's not like the only last hurrah we get. They end up going jumping the Sunnyside box, and then Woody like, fuck it, I'll come with you, see what the crack is, after he gets like separated from Andy. And then as they're dropped off, Sunnyside looks good. This pink bear, Lotso, he shows up, basically says, there's loads of kids here we played with every day, but turns out it's not so good. Woody decides to leave again. Like he says, we gotta go back to Andy. We're Andy's toys. What does it say on the bottom of our boots? It says Andy, you son of a bitch. So him and Buzz kind of are falling out. Buzz puts his hand out for one final handshake, and Woody ignores him. Woody then ends up in some wee girl's house. We'll get to her later. I can't actually remember the character's name, but it's kind of irrelevant. Dixie, is it? I don't know. Might be Dixie. May not be Dixie. Does it really matter if it's Dixie? Probably not, if we are being perfectly honest. But it is what it is, guys, at this point of the movie. But yeah, but then as the kids have their first playtime with the toys, they get absolutely destroyed, the toys. And then Buzz sees through a window that the Sunshine Bear, Lotso, and the rest of the gang or getting the best of time, man. And Buzz is like, what the fuck's going on here? Then he basically sets a meet with Lotso, the big pink bear, and it's like, I mean, it ain't quite an MC summit like, but you know, he tries to set a meet, ends up getting put back to demo mode, which put Buzz on high alert, basically back to like what he was at the beginning when he thought he couldn't breathe with the no air, and also like the other Buzz for the second one where he's inside like the toy thing. So it's funny. Buzz is basically working for the bad guys at this point. And then Woody basically finds out the backstory of Sunnyside and Lotso, that Lotso once was a caring bear, but then his owner gave up on him. So Woody comes up with a plot, he comes back, he rescues the toys. There's this funny scene with Buzz where like he's in Spanish mode for like half the movie. I thought that was actually pretty brilliant, to be honest. And what I liked about this, it kind of like, I mean, there was no like squeezy or nothing, but it was like all the originals. You know, and then obviously, I mean, I'm not really a fan of Jesse. Like, if we're talking about the two main guys, it's Buzz and fucking Woody. Jesse's kind of forced in there, in my opinion, but it is what it is. Mr. Potato Head with some quality lines. Mr. Pinky Man, quality. Rex again. Oh, it's quality lines all around. And then basically, when they're about to escape, Lotso out of nowhere. It's like, no, you're no escaping. And then Woody basically says, well, hold on, mate. You were owned by what was her name? I can't remember what her name was. Was it Katie or something? Katie on the wee love heart thing. And then basically tries to plot like a revolution. Him and Ken are like, yeah, fuck this guy. And then yeah, basically the big baby's like, fuck it, you job mute lot. So throws him in the dumpster. But then as they're trying to all escape, he drags Woody into the dumpster. Then the toys, of course, are like, no, we're not going in with our leader Woody. They all get dragged into the trash and into the truck. And they end up at the landfill site. Woody actually goes back and saves Lotso, which I guess is a kid's fucking movie, like, so you aren't really expecting them just to let the guy die. But then Lotso leaves them to die, like, in the incinerator bit. And then, out of nowhere, it's the three aliens, the Claw. Of course, it's iconic, they save them all. Lotso is then stuck to the front of a garbage truck for the rest of his. And then basically we get the final part of the movie. They make it back to Andy. Andy basically has, like, one kind of, like, farewell with like Woody. He's debating taking him to college. He puts him in the college thing, and then he's going to donate the rest of the toys to this Dixie chick. And this was a weird scene, to be honest, because this kid's like 4. Andy barely know, like, they know Andy, but it's cause like the mum and dad of this kid know Andy from when he was like a young age. He went to that play school and they know his mum, right? But then Andy spends 2 hours or 3 hours, I don't know how long it is, a couple of hours with this kid he doesn't even fucking know, playing with a bunch of action figures. I mean, I guess it gets 17-year-old Andy a final play with these toys. But if you look outside the box, is it not a bit noncy for Andy? You know, the only nonce it's called Andy, but it is what it is. And then he gives her all the toys. Woody's at the end of the box. He's like, I don't want to give up Woody, and he sees her face. He's like, ah, fuck, I'll give up Woody. He shares a final goodwill. It is very sad. This, like, I mean, I know it is just a bunch of toys and animation, but it does touch on the old heartstrings. And then Woody, as Andy's driving off, says, so long, partner. And that's how they should have ended it, guys. That's how Toy Story should have ended. That was a fucking perfect ending. I've never watched the 4th one. To be honest, I might watch the 4th one, but it is what it is, guys. Anyway, good movie. I'll give it an 8 out of 10. Very good, very sad, very emotional. Till next time. Peace.